Yeah, Abby sticks her finger up my butthole all the time and not in a sexual way.
That's so
Hi! Welcome to Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet you can find an uncensored version of me, where I hang out with my friends and talk about whatever the fuck I want. But today, I'm hanging out with two of my friends. One you can't see because she's off camera. That's Emily. You know her. Say hi, Em.
Hi. Hi.
Whoa. She
gave you two options.
I know. What the fuck? And then next to me is my other best friend, Joy. Say hello.
Hello.
Put the mic up to your mouth when you speak.
Woo. Hi.
Thank you. I just want them to be able to hear your beautiful voice.
Yes, absolutely.
And I asked you on my Insta story to send me the awkward advice you need. Like the awkward questions you have, the awkward advice you need that you don't want to Google or ask your parents. And y'all, it ended up all being sexual for some reason. Whatever. I didn't think it would be that sexual.
Well, I guess when you say you don't want to ask your parents, that's probably the first place.
I don't know, where it's just like I don't know. I was thinking more like, am I the asshole type questions? But people were just like, hey, the vagina. What a dudo. I was like, all right.
If I do this, why do that?
Yeah. Like, all right. I'm going to start this by saying I am not a sex therapist.
No, not in any way.
Fuck you.
No, I'm not. Me either.
My coming out story is very different than everyone else's. My sexual experiences are very different than everyone else's. Everyone has different preferences. Everyone has different bodies. So we're going to start with that. So Emily's off camera because she's just going to ask us the questions. And then this is Joy's and my reactions. And hopefully somewhat sound advice.
Yeah. This
Good?
is going to be wild.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's get into this.
I have been able to orgasm by myself, but I can't with my boyfriend. How do I fix that?
Well, this is a several-fold question answer here. So, one, great, glad you can come by yourself because sometimes that's even hard for some people to do. So you're on the right track. I have to ask though, is your boyfriend doing the right things?
Yeah.
Because have you like told him? Is he just missing it, or is it like he's doing exactly what I do? I just can't come. That is a personal thing. You have to get more comfortable with yourself and your body because a lot of women I have found feel they need to perform. So they stop thinking about their own enjoyment and start performing for whom they're with.
Absolutely.
And or they're not comfortable and they're second guessing and they have anxiety during when they're with someone else, so they can't fully relax.
Yeah. Or
Or they can do those things, but the person they're with is just missing the mark.
yeah.
So if they're missing the mark, tell them where the mark is. Put their hand there.
Yeah.
Tell them what you want and how you want it. Don't be afraid. Communication is key in a relationship and in the bedroom.
I think you're on point because with my own experience, that resonates with me. So not necessarily currently, but it definitely has.
In the past,
and I
yes.
think
Okay.
communication has definitely been a big aspect to that. However, I also realize that my brain is in 1,000 different places. Even if I don't want it to be, it is.
Yeah.
So being able to just kind of like relax and like give in into the moment and,
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
I do know that there are people who like, I know there's stuff online if you are able to research, if you're, like not having parental restrictions on your Googling or whatnot. There are women who will coach you through how to like what to think and how to like get yourself in that mindset. I believe was it Gwyneth Paltrow who she went to a place where they taught women, like they had someone masturbate in front of she like coached them through masturbation because the chick was like, I can't come.
Okay.
And so she's like, okay. So she like literally coached her through masturbation and to completion without, it wasn't sexual. Like she wasn't like dirty talking or
just
anything.
like teaching her.
She's like teaching her because like take a deep breath, do what feels good, and like maybe try going softer, focus on the feeling and like things like that. And it was like kind of meditating her through it.
Wow.
And
see, I could never.
well, no, you don't have to go to a thing. But
no, I'm just saying
like,
I would feel so awkward. But good for her.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's like there are things like you could probably Google, you could probably like YouTube someone like kind of coach and not in a sexual way because it's very much like a therapy based type thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they have sex therapists.
There are sex therapy is like a huge
and I've heard
thing.
they're great.
Because the annoying thing is sex is everyone's just sorry. It's shamed by religion and viewed terribly by porn. And those are the two things that overtake sex.
And the education system.
The education is terrible.
Poorly.
So like, if you watch porn to get info, you're just going to be like, oh, like dudes are like, I just have to like take over a woman and I just have to pound her as hard as I possibly can and spit on her somehow.
Yeah.
And then when women watch it, they're like, oh, I just have to scream a lot and out of enjoyment and let them put me in weird positions.
Right.
And not communicate about what I want and just let it
when
happen.
It comes to sex, there are so many things out there to try. Like, and porn makes it seem so simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone has to be like super agile, and your body has to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And you have to like groom yourself a certain way, and women aren't allowed to have like their vaginas have to look like baby vaginas.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not at all. And then religion just shames you to being like, save it till marriage and then missionary, basically.
Yeah. And
that's both sides are so wrong.
So wrong. When sex is such a natural thing.
It's so natural and it's beautiful, and it's supposed to be a connection between you and who you're with, and it can just be fun.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, or fun.
It can be just fun, but communication is the best, and and not everyone will vibe with another person. Even if two people are deemed like both great at sex, they might not have great sex together because they have different vibes.
You have to be compatible.
So
you have to be coachable.
Yes. So what was the question? How do you come with a partner?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to coach you through this, but I know there's stuff online that can.
Yeah. I would maybe take into account to like what you do, and then, you know, maybe teach him. Like maybe show him. Yeah. It is hot to a lot of people.
And it's, you know, don't fake it, because he's not going to figure it out if you just keep faking it.
That's the worst thing you can do is set up false hope.
Yes. And then
my days of faking it, I wish I could take them back.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Communicate with him what he could do differently, and if it's still just your state of mind, you need to figure out where your mindset is alone versus when you're with somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just, I think the key is to relax and feel it, because I feel like a lot of time when women are with men, they're taught it's about the guy.
Yeah.
Perform for the guy, and they don't go, okay, it's my turn.
Absolutely.
And you're allowed to take longer than 30 seconds.
Right. Is he a giver?
Is he a giver? We need to know more. But again, we're not sex therapists, and I don't really actually want to know about your sex life, but I'm just like, here are some general things I can say.
Right.
All right.
At least you know it's possible, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like for a long time, I because of the way I was raised and porn and all those things, I had no idea that a girl could have an orgasm or finish or whatever. I really thought just the good feeling, I guess, of basic
having
sex.
Yeah.
You know, that was it, you know? And then when I realized there was more, I was like, wait a minute. I've been doing this wrong.
Yes. And it is actually very normal for women to struggle orgasming or coming to completion when they're with a man.
Yeah.
Same-sex couples and orgasm way more often than heterosexual couples.
Yeah.
And
Wait, what did you just say? My brain heard something else. I thought
same-sex
you
couples.
said men orgasm.
No, men do. Yeah, obviously.
Because I was
same-sex couples, like lesbians, will come to completion more often than a woman in a heterosexual relationship.
Yeah, for sure. Because you know what she likes.
Yeah,
you have one.
Yes,
right?
but also they're all different. Like, just because like I like something doesn't mean my girlfriend would. But we know that about each other. But we also know we're not performing for each other. A little performing is fun sometimes, but it's like it's never like this is about me or this is about you. Like we share, but also like I was trying to say heterosexual couples have been taught like the sex is for the guy.
Yeah.
And the women are like, they don't get equal time, or they don't think they deserve equal time.
I do think vaginas are or can be way more complicated than a penis, though. I think that's where
yes,
it's so easy for guys, and then they're like, wait, all this work has
flick
to
it and it does
yeah.
So gross.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
Why do I have to push something back inside my body when I defecate?
You mean Emily, did you write this?
Oh, I was so confused.
Emily, you talking about your hemorrhoids?
I don't have hemorrhoids.
Okay.
So they don't know what it is, maybe, and that's why they're asking.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll let Rachel take this one.
Yeah. Listen, no shame here. Hemorrhoids, so sometimes they happen, and they feel like little grapes on your butthole, right? And sometimes you can push them back into your butthole, but then they'll pop back out. So they're like little grapes or like little blueberries, and they come in different sizes. And they happen when you strain too hard to poop, your poop is too big, you've had too much butt sex, or sometimes if you just sit on the toilet for too long. And then there's preparation H that gets rid of like the itch or the sting or the pain. And if you have like one that just won't go away, it's not going to go away. You have to go get it taken off by a doctor. They can either slice it and stitch or put a little rubber band on it. And then, but if you get them, if you like strain.
Can you live with them?
Yeah, you can live with
You
them.
can.
You can. You can live with them. They're not going to like, they're annoying and you've got like something, it's not dangling, but like you got like a blueberry on your butthole. You don't feel it until you like poop again and it like hurts, or you put your own finger near your butt to wash it and you're like, there's my hemorrhoid.
I don't know what's scarier is the idea of that on my butthole or what you just said about how to get it off.
Having one when you don't know what it is scary.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I actually haven't had anything removed ever, so I don't know that process very well. I just have had friends who have had them removed, and they're like, yeah, it's annoying because it hurts to poop for like a week, but that's pretty much it. But they do get annoying if you're like wearing a thong and like your thong's rubbing up against it. So, yeah. But what I've found, if you like are on the toilet for a really long time because you've just gotten some issues or you've had a really big poop and you're like, I have a hemorrhoid right now. Like you can feel it. When you start getting used to it, you can feel it. Go lay down right after you get off the toilet. Get a bidet. Don't, because wiping it irritates it. Okay?
Get a bidet.
Get a bidet. You can get a little tushy one for like $30 on Amazon. Okay? Get a bidet. And then right after you're done being on the toilet, try not to be on the toilet for too long because the way you're sitting and the spreading of the cheeks causes hemorrhoids as well. But right after you're done, get off. Go lay down on your side and put a pillow between your legs. Because if you stand up, all of the blood kind of circulates to your butt. And if you lay flat, it's still it's like the best way to do it is to right afterwards go lay down with a pillow between your legs for like 10 minutes. And
are you supposed to put like a hot compress on it? That's what I would.
No.
That would be my reaction.
No.
I need something warm on my butt.
No, because it kind of is hot. It stings a little bit. So preparation H, if it's hurting or stinging. And then
is that a cream or something you have to put in your butt?
So there is ones you stick up your butt. There's creams you put on it, and there's also wipes.
Oh, okay.
That comes in a lot of different flavors.
Okay.
And but yeah, just laying down on your side with a pillow between your legs will reduce the blood flow, and then your hemorrhoid will kind of go way quicker. But there are permanent ones that you might have to get rid of.
Answer to the question: probably go to the doctor though, right?
If there's a permanent one, if there's a permanent one, because.
Right.
A lot of people get them and they go away in like a week. Sometimes I get little new ones,
right?
That are just like pop up for like a couple days. And
if the person asking the question though is confused maybe about it, maybe it would be a good idea to have a professional just tell you.
So if you've had one for a long period of time and you're like, I don't like this little buddy, you got to go to what are they called?
This little buddy.
What kind of doctor?
Proctologist. I think.
A proctologist. They'll get rid of it for you.
Is it possible that they could be asking it could be something else, or no? That's probably what it is.
I'm assuming, Emily, you wrote this question.
I really didn't. I swear.
I'm assuming that's what it is because having to stick something back up you after you defecate sounds pretty much like a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And they're very common and they're genetic and they happen a lot to women who are pregnant or give birth.
Yes.
So just know
or have IBS.
Or have IBS. Or have just had really big poops and used to sit on the toilet for a really long time. So
and they don't go away once you have them?
No. So some do. Some can come back and forth like
they get inflamed.
I said, they get inflamed or whatever, and then they go back down. And there's some that just hang out and they get bigger and then back down to just their little hangout size.
Which one do you have?
Next question.
Mine go away.
Okay.
I get some that go away, but I do have a buddy.
A friend.
I have a friend.
I feel like I'm gonna get there at some point.
I have one friend, and it doesn't disrupt my life at all. But I do want to get it removed. But that's all. I'll get to it. But I'll get to it.
Okay. Where do I put my tongue when making out? I did write this question.
Multiple places. Are you
trying
to make out too?
No, I was like, but when you're making out, you're obviously like lips to lip, right?
Well, when you kiss,
I think.
But yeah,
personally, I
gotta make out with my hand real quick.
I was literally like,
I mean,
I personally think shoving your full tongue in the mouth.
Where the fuck is Abby?
Too much.
I need to. Well, so there's different. Well, also, everyone likes something different.
No, it's
some
true.
people like all tongue.
True.
Some people like deep throated tongue. Some people like just a little like the tongues come out and like meat.
I don't like it when I feel like I'm like what's the word? Having trouble just at least making our lips meet because the tongue is just like, I like to play with the tongue, gentle, like a little on the top lip, little on the bottom lip, little, like just little, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So honestly, it depends on you and your partner.
Right.
But yeah, I don't like a tongue down my throat.
No, I do not.
A little.
I have a thing about spit and saliva.
It depends on what kind of makeout it is.
I feel like let them take the lead sometimes and see what they do.
Well, yeah, it's all about your partner. Like, you have to know the vibe of that moment. Like,
Right.
is it intense passion? Is it like seductive, smooth, slow? Is it like just pecks and kisses?
Tongue touch
Let's get
and
this
all that
done.
stuff. I don't like the like. I can't do that one. That's me.
Well, if someone was like, "Bleh," in my mouth, I too would be like, whoa, buddy. Babe, you good? But I know that the tongue the usage of in my relationship is all based on the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all based on the moment.
And what they like, right?
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's what they like. It's the moment. It's all different. So I think that's up to you to figure out.
I say practice with your hand or a pillow or the wall or something.
Your tongue should never really go past, like I was thinking,
like not too much.
But
start off with a little bit, and if your partner, if they seem to like it,
you'll see if they're into it. Yes,
and then you could try to shove your tongue in the mouth,
into their mouth. I got a long tongue too.
Yeah,
it's like you're like kind of pushing a little bit. You're like,
where you're straining your tongue.
Don't strain your tongue. It should just be like your tongue should only like kind of slightly come out of your mouth into theirs.
In this situation, for me, less is more. I think the playful and I think that's hotter.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. What about tongue in your ear?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one.
Again, not too much though.
Oh no, well there's different vibes and how drunk you are.
Too much where I feel like a dog just licked the side of my face after. I'm like, too much.
You can go like little like big and then you're done.
Yeah.
You can like finish with the big, but if you're like big for like 5 minutes, get out of there.
Like,
it's over.
Willy?
The moment's done.
You're like, can you give me a Q-tip, please?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like if you have to do this afterwards, like totally wipe out.
Too much.
How do you tell someone that their vagina doesn't smell or taste great?
Wait, doesn't smell?
It doesn't
smell or taste great.
Yeah. It doesn't smell great. Doesn't taste
like
great.
it smells bad and tastes bad.
Got it.
I don't. Well, is it a hookup or is it your partner?
My question would be: is it all the time or just like in that moment? How do you tell them like?
Yeah, is it like because if it's just like you went on a 6-mile hike and then decided to have oral sex. Maybe that wasn't the best. I don't think anyone's going to smell grand and great after that. But it's like they just out the shower.
Yeah.
Then they might have, if it's like real intense right out the shower, then it would probably be BV or something like that.
That is a hard one because it's never easy to tell somebody that they don't smell great.
I mean,
I feel like if it's that bad, they know.
You think so? No, because if you do smell like that all the time, like you probably can't smell yourself because you're so used to it. You know how like you go into a friend's house and it smells a certain way, and then if you're there long enough,
I'm always self-conscious about how my house smells. You all thought I was going to say my body, my house.
You get, or my marijuana days. Everybody be like, "Well, your car smells like."
Oh God, your car was so bad,
and I could never smell it.
We could smell you coming from blocks away.
I could never smell it, so they probably don't know. I think it's definitely an important conversation to have, and I think trying to be as gentle as possible. And the person probably will get upset, will probably be embarrassed, and I think after that, trying to come back around and really like making sure that you help them feel better about that. Like
if it's a long-term partner, I think it's a conversation that might be helpful. But
be very sensitive.
If it's a hookup, I would not say anything. Just stop. Just stop.
Find somebody new.
Just use your hands. But yeah.
Or if it's somebody even you're dating, like maybe just make it a thing where you're like, after the shower and in the shower is my favorite,
Yeah. But I don't know. I would just feel like again, if it's like I need to know more information. If it's they fresh out the shower or they just don't shower that often.
How would you want somebody to handle it if it was you?
Oh, okay. So if I'm fresh out the shower, Well, because I know Abby, and I know how she would, like, we've talked about BV before, we've talked about yeast infections, and we go, like, there's been times where, like, hey, do I smell? Like, I think I might have a yeast infection or whatever. We investigate each other.
Yeah.
And we're truthful with each other. So if, for some reason, like, if I develop BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, which is, it happens in women, and it's just, like, you got a little disease and it's nothing antibiotics can't fix. There's no shame to it. You can get it from having a yeast infection. You can get it from your pH balance being off, but it's just you smell more and your discharge is a little weird and some other things. And you just go to the doctor and get antibiotics. But if I started developing that, I know Abby would just be like, hey babe, it's smelling a little ripe down there. And I think you might have BV. But that's because we've had open conversations about it.
Yeah, I was going to say
before.
you're open to receiving that information.
Yeah, but if someone, like, if it was like they haven't showered in 3 days and they want to get down, be like, I personally would just be like, it might be getting a little ripe down there. Let's shower first.
Yeah.
Or like I sometimes do things where I go, I think I smell a little ripe.
I was going to say you
in
can
3
assume
days.
and be like, we're kind of stinky.
Yeah,
Let's go take a shower together.
Thing. Or like I've noticed, like, I'm kind of smelling a little bit. I'd love to change our diet, drink some more water. Like, you want to do it with me? And like,
yeah.
And then maybe down the line you can be like, dude, you've been tasting a lot better since we've started this new diet. Like, not or like you've been tasting like nothing. Like, it's
positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement. That's probably, I would take it like as a we thing, and then positive reinforcement at the end. If I was with someone who wouldn't be able to receive it right.
Yeah.
Abby would be, she's never smelled, but we bathe often, we have good diets, but we're also like very aware. We're both women. We're very aware of what happens with the vagina.
Yeah.
So we're open about it.
Have that conversation though, because it's important, and you never know. Maybe that person goes to the doctor and gets a few things checked out. Maybe they're not aware of some things. You know, that could have really been hurtful to them.
Yes.
You know, because there's a reason for everything. So it's important.
Okay.
Do you need to check?
Oh, if we have a sponsor for today, let's do that. Sponsor. BetterHelp Online Therapy is our sponsor for today. How we care for our minds affects how we experience life. So it's important to invest time, effort, and care into keeping our minds healthy so our lives can be happier. And that is where therapy comes into play. I've been doing therapy for years and I absolutely love it. And an amazing way to get therapy is through BetterHelp Online Therapy. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't wanna. It's more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours, which is very quick for this field. And if you're still on the fence, let me tell you, our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/RU. That's BetterHelp, HELP/RU. Get some therapy today and live a happier, healthier life. Also, it's okay to vaginas, like, after a day or two, they sweat, they get stinky, they have things. That's why we shower.
Like balls get freaking stinky. Boobs get
your
stinky.
Your body gets stinky.
Yeah.
Your armpits, your neck can be stinky. Bathe yourselves. Also, diets always influence your smells.
Yeah.
But yeah, bodies have smells, and that's very normal. If you're fresh out the shower though, and you still have and you've washed and you still have a fishy smell about your vagina, I do strongly suggest going to see a doctor about bacterial vaginosis. Because it's just a very normal thing that happens with women. It's like getting a yeast infection. It's like getting a UTI. Yeah. Yes. A UTI. There's no shame in it. And they'll be like, okay, and here's some antibiotics. You're done in a week and you'll be smelling right.
There's no shame in taking care of yourself. That is our social, like, how it is. You smell, you stink. Like, no, don't be ashamed of taking care of yourself.
Always take care of yourself. And and
if somebody tries to shame you for it, then F them and kick them out your life.
Take care of yourself and it's okay. And I also believe that, like, we tell each other if we need a little help.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next question.
Is it normal to smell your toenails after cutting them off?
I can't tell you what is and isn't normal.
Well, like, you're like cutting them and you can smell them, like you're able to the aroma,
smelling them,
or like you pick them up and like to smell them.
Read the question again.
I think Neither, I don't think, is something that is common.
Is it normal to smell your toenails after cutting them off?
I believe it is not the norm.
I would say it's not common.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not common.
It's not common.
It's not common.
But if that's what floats your boat, then sail away.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
I mean, do toenails smell like something?
Probably.
Maybe.
Continue. We have nothing more to add to
No,
this.
keep doing you.
This one was an odd one.
What is the circle around my nipples bumpy? I think she meant to say, why is the circle around my nipples bumpy? Like, why is her areola bump? Why does her areola have bumps
There's
on
a
it?
word. There's a word for that.
Though, so one, there's normal like little bumps that happen around nipples, like just like a few, and they're always there.
That's for when you breastfeed, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know why they exist. I just know they all have them. But there's also, if they get like super, super bumpy, like they look like a Brillo pad, like exfoliator pad or whatever, that, not Emily just looking at her nipple.
I had to check.
You're good, Em. It actually can be like if they like are like super like bumpy, like super, 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 super bumpy, that is actually a form of breast cancer.
Ooh,
So
what?
women, yeah, because breast cancer comes in a lot of different forms, and it's not just if you have like that hard pee when you're doing your own breast examination. Your nipples can also tell you, but a normal like 6 little bumps around your areola, or like 3 or where we're all looking at our nipples.
I feel like
Mine
I have
I
like
get show
10
when
or
they're
15.
hard.
I definitely have some.
Mine only show when they're hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
when it's
norm.
soft, yes. Okay, so when they're soft and there's like a bunch, it looks like an exfoliator
But if
pad.
they're always like,
Emily, I've seen your nipples and they're fine.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay.
God, I forgot Emily stresses out. I could be like, if you
She's gonna be
smell
at the
like
doctor
grapes,
tonight.
and she'd be like, I smell like grapes. I do. I'm smelling it right
is that bad?
I'm a doctor on speed dial.
You can Google it. They will show you what it looks like. It is very different than what your nipples look like. It is like extremely, extremely bumpy.
Yeah.
But yes, when your nipples are hard, it's very normal to have those little tiny bumps around it. There you go. It's for breastfeeding, apparently.
Yeah, it releases a chemical so the baby can more easily find the nipple. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's
Wild.
That is wild.
When I'm on my period, I get sharp pains in my anus. Why is that?
I couldn't tell you why, but I can tell you it's normal.
Yeah, because I get that too. It's just the cramping. It's because everything between, I've asked my doctor before, your vagina and your butthole are just so close together. They literally back
everything's
each
just
other.
going-
Yeah, so the cramping it's all together.
Your lower back hurts, your butthole hurts, your vagina hurts,
Yeah.
your uterus, everything.
It's normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your nipples,
And it sucks.
it's shitty.
Heating pads.
Heating pads, Midol, banana, water, CBD oil, pray. To whomever, I don't give a fuck.
Exercising for me, like cardio, exercising when I have really bad periods actually helps me a lot.
It doesn't. It makes me need to shit more.
Really?
Yes, for the my first day, I'm super heavy flow, for those who want to know, and it's super heavy flow, and then I'm just extreme cramping, and the cramping makes me need to poop, which a TikTok doctor said, yeah, that's a thing. It's period poops.
Yeah.
Because you are cramping so much that even your intestines are like, oh, we're cramping, and the poop starts moving, flowing, starts going through faster. Couldn't get my words.
I think we should get one of those periods
Simulators?
and
Yeah.
Do it on like
I'm
a
down.
night when we're all together with all the men that we know.
Yes,
I think
Danny
we
will
should-
do it.
I think
Danny
we
will
should
for
do it.
sure do it.
Yeah.
You know what? I do want to have Danny on this podcast and have him ask all the questions about women he wants.
That would be fun.
Okay. Anyway, what we're talking about?
Next.
Yeah. Everything's just cramping, and it's very normal. It sucks.
Are yours
Sorry.
like super sharp, like out of nowhere?
Mine is a dull, long, pain.
Mine switch up. They can be sharp or they can be long.
I don't get back pains. I just get like extreme cramping. It's cramps, not sharp. When I accidentally consume dairy, it is sharp pains in my stomach. But yeah, no, and I'm just on the toilet for like 4 hours.
Yeah, if I
straight.
have too much dairy, like sharp pains where like I'm
it
hunched
feels
over.
in the middle where it feels like an alien's trying to sleep on my belly button.
Yeah, it hurts
Yeah.
bad.
Ugh. Anyway.
Next.
How do you let someone know that it's your first time? Like, it just seems like it would be awkward to tell them.
No. just tell them.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
If you're having sex for the first time, you should be saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just rip it off like a Band-Aid. Tell them.
Not the
Just tell 'em.
vagina. The statement should be ripped off like a
telling
band.
the statement, telling them.
I mean,
It's awkward and it's scary, but
yeah, because a lot of times some people love being people's first, and then sometimes there's some people who do not want to be someone's first.
yeah.
And that's a consent the other partner needs to have in it.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's your first time, I think they have a right to know that, because it is a thing.
And I think if you want to be sexually active at that point in your life, telling them, I think as soon as possible, like,
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah. I don't know. You just tell them, be like, hey, just so you know, I'm down. This will be my first time.
I'm
you cool
a
with that?
virgin. Yep.
Yeah.
Like advocating for yourself.
Yeah.
Now they know to like be a little more gentle.
For
Yeah.
sure.
How do you know someone isn't faking their orgasms?
Well, with a dude, you can just see what comes out of it. Apparently, I was taught that after a woman comes, if you press like right inside the hip flexor, you can feel the heartbeat pulse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've tested it. I've felt it, but I don't know if it's all women or if it always happens.
I would assume that like you can tell because there's like a pretty good contraction going on.
Yeah,
like,
but if you know how to control your vagina, you can fake that.
Really?
You can fake the inside.
Well, yeah, but it's not. I don't feel like it would be the same because when you're faking it, I think you have to think so much more about it, and it's not the same. Like, wouldn't be the same rhythm that it would be if it was just like natural and you're.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I don't think it's easy to tell. For women, I think we're pretty good at.
I think women have learned to fake.
Yeah,
and it's like so normal, which is sad.
Yeah,
but. Yeah.
I think the bigger question is like, why do you think your partner is faking?
Yeah.
Like, why are you not communicating and asking or saying like, please don't fake or like,
yeah, let me know.
Or maybe they could also be a virgin and like, okay, going into this, like, how do I know?
Yeah. But also like sometimes if a woman, you're trying to figure out if a woman's faking, sometimes women they're like, I'm not gonna be able to come. And you have to be okay. Be like, hey, or like I want to make you come. And they're like, they have to know it's okay for them to be like, I just don't think it's going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
But like, it can be about you. Like that communication also needs to be there.
Also somebody who fakes, like that's on them too, right? Like you can ask, but like if they fake, you can only do so much about that, you know, like
you can, if you straight up, I would say open the door for communication, being like, hey, do you ever fake? It's okay if sometimes you do, but just know you don't have to. And like, if I'm doing something that like, or if there's more I could do, please let me know.
Yeah.
Like just go in a rational, logical, open communication, open the door for it. Don't be like, I don't want you faking. That hurts my feelings. Like just straight up be like, hey, I know it's common for women and I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be our relationship. Yeah. Like, let me know if it's just not going to happen or if there's more I can do. Or just please don't feel like you need to.
Yeah.
And like, it might hurt your ego every once in a while when they're like, hey, it's not going to happen. But just accept that that's women sometimes. Like their brains go elsewhere.
Yeah. Or men too, because sometimes it is hard for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also she might be like, okay, cool, let's work on it so you make it happen for me more. And then you might have better sex.
Right.
That was the nicest thing that was ever said to me is she was like, I don't ever want you faking. Like, I don't care how long it takes or like what you need to tell me to do. And then it was literally the best sex I've ever had. Like, continually. Yeah. Like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It doesn't help to fake. All right. We have time for maybe one or two more.
Okay. Why does my
Wait. Let's check to see if we have another sponsor for today. Sponsor. Okay, continue.
Not me in the middle of talking about poop. Why does my poop float when I eat too much cheese?
Fat. You're not fat. You've eaten too much fat. If there's too much fat in your diet, there's too much fat in your poop, and fat floats.
That is interesting. I knew there was a reason why poop floats, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, so if you have a healthy diet, your poop will sink. If you have a bad diet full of too much fat, it will float.
I am forever going to pay more attention to my poop.
Mine sinks. There you go. That's all it is. Next. Emily's trying to find the next one.
No.
Okay, good.
All right. I'll give you your last three and you decide.
All right.
You can decide between how do you lick a pussy correctly? Because someone said I was bad at it. Or why does my vagina smell weird after I have sex with my husband? Or why do I bleed whenever I come too hard?
Oh, that last one, go to the doctor.
Yeah.
No shame. That is concerning. The first one, you look at a vagina. Everyone is different. Everyone likes it different.
Yeah.
Some like a fat tongue. Some like a skinny tongue. Some like a lot of tongue. Some like low pressure, high pressure, high like reps. Everything. It's all different. Everyone likes something different. Ask what they like. Tell them to tell you what they like.
Yeah.
And perform that.
And if they don't know, explore.
Explore. Also, your head should be moving, not just your tongue.
Yeah.
Like there shouldn't be a stationary. That's ridiculous.
I hate it when they like stay in one place.
No,
the whole
there's
time
a move
too.
around, and when they say that, do not change what you're doing. Don't change your rhythm. Don't change your pressure. Don't take your
That's
change your tongue
the
shape.
worst when you're like, yes, that's so good, and then all of a sudden it switches up, and you're like, why?
Yes. So tell them to tell you. Take notes, communicate, and also if they have a hard time saying exactly, start doing different stuff, change it up, and when they go, oh, that's it.
I've heard so many guys say like, oh, I count the alphabet with my tongue.
You're stupid.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
You're done.
You're done. No.
I mean, but some people that might
And
work for
also-
because some people come a lot easier, but
And I'm saying everyone's different. Every vagina's different. Everyone likes something different. Also, one person could like multiple different things just depending on the day, the mood.
yeah, that's true. How stressed they are, how relaxed
and like
they are.
sometimes they're like, today's a soft night, or
Yeah.
go hard. Like that is why communication's key.
Yeah. When it
'Cause
comes
you
to
don't
sex,
know.
communication is just
Yeah.
where it's at. Not one person's going to be the same as the next person.
Yeah. And just, some people like to be fingered while also being eaten out. So sometimes put your fingers in there. If they
Yeah.
like that, ask.
Yeah. But don't be ashamed for the person who said like, just you're bad at it. Like,
Well, they're also bad at it because they didn't communicate.
right. Exactly. Sex is always on both people. I feel like
Yes.
you have to communicate both ways.
Set your boundaries, set your preferences, open the door for communication. That's all.
Yeah. Have a safe word.
Yes. If you need one. There you go. All right. What was the middle one? What?
Why does my vagina smell weird after I have sex with my husband?
I would say go to the doctor. You might be
But
allergic
some
to
people,
sperm.
but some people's pH balances too, like together, like they don't.
I will
they
say,
don't mix well.
hey, there are body wipes that, like, after, if you're someone that gets a lot of UTIs or yeast infections,
Yeah.
or your vagina acts weird after, well, just acts out.
Isn't that
after
what
sex?
douching is for too?
Douching's actually really bad for you.
Oh yeah,
Because
it
you're
is.
stripping yourself, but there's pH balanced wipes that are like no fragrance, no whatever. You can just wipe yourself afterwards,
Yeah.
and it actually helps a lot with your vagina acting out afterwards. Because a lot of women, like, if it's not 100% clean, will get a yeast infection or a UTI or whatever. That's very common. So there's no shame in being like, okay, we're done, time to wipe. Also, go pee afterwards.
Maybe even think about if you use something, like, do you use a lube or do you use like a condom? You know?
Yes.
It could be that.
Yeah, you could be allergic to something.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, more of a ask your doctor
Yeah,
type of question.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think both of you should get checked too, because
Yes.
maybe it's not you, maybe it's something on him that's
Yes.
making you react that way.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for today.
That
I
was-
think we did pretty good.
That was fun. That was interesting.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked answering your guys' questions of that caliber. I think we did a semi-decent job.
Yeah, I think so too.
Again, we're not sex therapists. We're not doctors. And we don't have everyone's experience.
I was impressed by the amount of information you had, though, on some of those questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to... I'm a lesbian, and
Yeah, you live life.
Yeah, I have open communications about vaginas and nipples all the time.
Yeah, I grew up in a house where that was not. My parents couldn't even say the 3-letter words. So
Sex.
Yeah.
I was like, which one? Penis, vagina, nipple,
You're like, wait,
boob,
three,
sex.
three.
Got there. All right, but that's it for today. Please follow my Instagram, or I ask you guys to send in your questions of whatever, or your confessions and everything. I'm actually probably going to set up.
These are my confessions.
One on the side. These are my confessions. Thank you, Joy, for being
Thank
here.
you. I appreciate it. It was nice to be back.
You. Yes, Emily, thank you for asking our questions.
You're welcome.
Also, it would help me, guys. It would help me out if you guys rated me. Whatever platform you're listening to it on, like, liked it, rated it. That would be very helpful for me. And please subscribe to see new episodes or listen to new episodes every other Wednesday. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet where you can find the uncensored version of me, Rachel Ballinger. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, or follow, or do whatever this platform tells you to do so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Love ya!